Plaintiff Jeffrey Goucher says he and the defendant met 10 years ago, and they often did dumb stuff together, like throw rocks at cars. Jeffrey's suing because he claims the defendant totaled his car and refuses to pay for it. Defendant Blake Roars says when he wrecked Jeffrey's car, he was ejected 30 feet from the vehicle and suffered severe injuries. Blake says he was unable to tell Jeffrey about the accident because he was unconscious in the hospital.
Sir, you're suing your former friend for $2,685 for a breach of contract?
No, for a car.
Wrecking your car?
Yes.
Okay, and wasn't there an agreement associated with that?
Yeah, there's a notarized statement.
Saying what?
That he would pay for it.
Okay, and I don't know if you know it or not, but when somebody makes an agreement to pay for it,
Yeah.
and they don't, that's a breach of that agreement.
Now you mean now.
Let's hear about your case. Give me a little background here.
I met,
Take your time. I know I threw you off. I'm gonna take it easy on you.
all right,
You met your friend how long ago?
10 years ago.
All right. What's the nature of your association with him?
Me and Blake became friends 10 years ago at an apartment complex. I look at Blake like you do with Doyle. He's your sidekick. Blake was my sidekick.
Right.
Sidekick. Hope you don't sue me.
Yeah, you say you hope I don't
I
sue
don't know
you.
about all that.
I met him at an apartment complex 10 years ago. We used to do a lot of stuff together. Just really dumb stuff, basically. Like we'd go around throwing rocks at cars or breaking windows with it.
How old were you then, though?
Probably about 12, 14.
Okay. We were doing the same thing, but separately then.
And one night we came up with a great idea to steal his dad's car and go joyriding in it. And then my mom quit working at the apartment complex where he was staying at. So we couldn't really get a hold of each other. So we quit talking for a while. And then about a year ago, he sent me a message on Facebook.
How long after? How many years had you all?
Probably like 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Mm.
And I realized we both changed a lot.
How so?
Like, I'm into sports and like basketball. I like soft rock music or rap. He likes has little baby tees,
What's that?
Jeez.
like a super little t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
I think that's called an undershirt.
Okay, let me hear from you before we get to the breach of contract relative to the car crash. Sir?
Like he said, I met him about 10 years ago. I was throwing rocks at a car and I got singled out and his mom caught me. So my dad made me help clean up the apartment complexes and he got in trouble for throwing a battery at his sister and breaking a window.
Throwing what?
A battery.
Small one, obviously.
I would hope.
Not a car battery.
No.
Okay.
So we ended up having to clean up apartments, in payment for everything. From there on, we just hit it off, playing basketball, video games, just doing stuff that kids would do and getting in trouble also. Like he said, we did kind of split apart. I mean, we would reconnect like every 6 months or so. There wasn't like a huge long distance. But we got together about a year and a half ago and started hanging out and talking more, going to parties. And I started staying with him. He's not really the person I grew up with. He's more into the rap music and it's not my style, but
Now, let me ask, who would you say had the wilder lifestyle?
myself, honestly.
But then you need to listen to rap then. Because music has a big influence on the behavior of young people. So if your music made you wilder than his and his music was rap, you need to just move over to the rap. Go ahead. You all never fell out or anything prior to this incident, right?
We had somewhat of a falling out. We went to a party and apparently there was friction over a girl of his, which I've honestly only seen him date one girl. Apparently punched me in the face, which never happened.
Who did?
Him.
You punched him in the face?
Not in the face. I punched him a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Plaintiff Jeffrey Goucher is suing his former friend, who claims Jeffrey's only had one girlfriend in the 10 years that he's known him.
All right, let's get to the breach of contract or car that you're suing him about. What happened here?
On October 4th, I let him use my car to take his friend home. I told him to come right back. And then at 4 in the morning, he got into an accident in LaSalle, Michigan. I live in Toledo, Ohio, so.
Okay. What was the damage
The damage, it was totaled, it was for $26.48 of a car.
How did you come to that? You have an estimate of
Yeah.
$26.48 or what have you?
I
Sir,
have a Kelly Blue Book, and then here's
do you
the crash
say?
report.
what do you say? He said he's suing you today because you totaled his car and he provides me with a Kelly Blue Book value.
October 4th, I did get into an accident. I had someone swerve out in front of me, and I hit a telephone pole. I was ejected about 30 feet from the vehicle and sustained injuries. I broke my neck in 2 places and collapsed a disc, multiple broken ribs, punctured lung. I was in the hospital for about 4 days, and my medical insurance lapsed, which I didn't know. And the hospital was like, oh, okay, you're free to go as long as you can, walk around a little bit. So they kind of booted me out.
They booted you out. They said, as long as you can limp, you get out of here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I got out of the hospital after about 4 days and went home, and I needed to because my stuff was over at his house, like my clothes and everything like that. Well, to get the stuff back, I had to sign a promissory agreement that had.
When was that?
Oh,
You have that agreement?
Yeah.
I don't think he has a copy of it.
When was the accident?
October 4th.
Is that correct? October 4th?
4 in the morning.
But that's not really relevant.
This is October 11th. All right, so that's your defense to signing this agreement to replace
As far as the
full
agreement,
replacement value. You say is because he threatened to withhold what items?
all my belongings, my
What-
clothes. I had like studio headphones and like my surround sound. I was staying there, so I had pretty much my living stuff there. Well, I was dragged to do that. Some trailer in the middle of a rough neighborhood by a lady that was 90 years old and all old. On accident,
Jumped
smoking
on
a
you?
cigarette. She couldn't really even hit the notary stamp. So.
Okay. Sir,
Before
did
even-
you try and withhold his item?
No, before we even got there that day, I already packed all his stuff up because I didn't want him to live with me. I wasn't going to keep any of his stuff. Because with the car, he never even contacted me. I heard about it from his dad on Facebook.
Really?
I
Is
was
that
in a
true?
hospital, knocked out.
Oh, you were unconscious for a week.
No, not a week. I contacted
So you
his
could
mom.
have said, Mom, Dad, will you contact Jeff?
No one came up to see or call me for like 4 days.
Never had a mother or father visit you,
Yeah, about 4 days. My
and
dad
so
didn't
you
come up.
could communicate with him.
I talked to his mother.
No, I asked, could you communicate with your dad?
Yes.
So why didn't you tell your dad to inform him that you had totaled his car?
We don't really have a relationship like that. Me and my
Who?
father don't. Me and my father.
You don't have to have a relationship for him to make a phone call. He came to visit you. Now I don't believe anything you say. Now you're playing me like I'm a fool. I'll enforce your agreement, and it says he'll pay a replacement value, and that replacement value is $2,685. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I dated one girl. I've dated a lot of girls, not just one.
Well, I'm glad you won this, and you can get your money back for screwing me over.
I screwed you over, but you crashed my car.
You held my stuff ransom. I still don't have it back. As far as our friendship, I think we could work this out.
I'd rather not be friends.
Okay.